They never spoke. They never shouted. They just showed up and threw down. You know them from the bathroom brawl that shook the tunnels of New York. But what if I told you that wasn't even their scariest move? This is the untold story of the quietest gang in the Warriors universe. These are the punks. They never spoke. They barely blinked. And when they moved, it was in eerie, synchronized waves, like dancers from some forgotten underground ritual. But in a city overrun by warriors, furies, rogues, and rollers, they were something else entirely. Who were the punks, and what made them so damn terrifying? In the shadow of the collapsing Coney Island amusement empire, in abandoned roller rinks near Brighton Beach, a strange subculture was born. A fusion of skaters, street kids, and failed theater students. Some were orphans, some were misfits thrown out of the more flamboyant gangs like the Savage Huns and the Electric Eliminators. They found each other underground, literally. 1974. The original core of the punks formed from a gang called the Quiet Jacks, an experimental troupe of break-in artists and silent movement performers who started by pulling subway hustles. 1975, their methods began shifting. Less performance art, more beatdowns. Less costume, more code. They adopted strict silence during operations to disorient and disturb. This evolved into a vow of muteness, which wasn't spiritual but strategic. The punks was originally an insult shouted by a rival gang. But instead of rejecting it, they embraced it. Ironic, self-deprecating, and intimidating all at once. The logic? If you call us punks, fine. We'll show you what punks really do. The look, overalls were chosen not for fashion, but utility. Easy to move in, easy to recognize each other, and hard to trace. Symbolically, they stripped individuality. Each punk was a piece of a larger, voiceless machine. Striped undershirts represented unity under restraint, possibly a nod to chain gang uniforms. Some believe it was an inside joke. We're prisoners of silence. No jewelry, no gang colors, no names. Only one member, Blade, wore roller skates. Why? 3 theories. Scout or first strike. He could move fast, circle, and disorient the enemy. Symbol of dominance. In a gang where no one spoke, the one who skated was watched the most. Trauma link. Rumors say Blade was hit by a cop car as a teen and vowed never to walk again unless it was over a body. Still, it's never confirmed if Blade was the leader or just the Blade. By the time the Warriors reached the lower platform at 96th Street, they were worn down, mentally and physically. Word on the street is the punks had been tracking them for hours, slithering through back tunnels and maintenance shafts. This wasn't a random encounter, this was an ambush. Premeditated, cold, silent. When Blade skated into frame, the message was clear. You're not leaving this station, but unlike some of the other gangs, the punks didn't come unarmed. They just didn't carry guns. Instead, they carried switchblades hidden in boot sheaths, rusty chains looped through belt straps, a few pipe stubs and lockpicks. Their weaponry was grimy, brutal, and personal, built for close combat, not distance. When the brawl erupted in the narrow, echoing bathroom, it was an explosion of fists, chains, and steel. Tiles shattered, faucets cracked, no music, no talking, just the sound of violence. Tactics. The punks fought with coordinated precision, almost like they'd rehearsed every move. They moved in sync, gang kata style, disorienting the Warriors with unpredictable rhythm. But the Warriors had something the punks didn't: rage and improvisation. While the punks struck with mechanical discipline, the Warriors fought with instinct and survival energy. Swan and Cochise turned the tide, using the room's architecture, doors, sinks, and shattered tiles, as weapons of opportunity. Even with chains swinging and blades flashing, the punks couldn't seal the deal. After their defeat, the punks faded back into the tunnels. Some joined minor cliques. Others were arrested. Blade was never seen again. Urban legend says he still skates under the city, watching. There were whispers that the punks were trying to emulate the Baseball Furies with their theatrical silence, but lacked the flair and they ended up a half-painted echo. But some believe they meant to fail. Their silence wasn't imitation, it was rebellion, a whisper in a world screaming for attention. Defeated, forgotten, buried beneath the city, or are they? Whether Blade was a scout, a soldier, or a ghost, one thing's for sure: silence doesn't mean weakness. It means you're listening. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was Blade truly the leader? Were the punks misunderstood? Or were they doomed from the start? Hit that like button if the bathroom fight is still one of the greatest in cinema history. And if you're ready for episode 7, subscribe to stay with us as we uncover the next lost chapter in the Warriors' origins. Until next time.